Hey, what's up guys? Working on the 2013 Ford Focus ST. Going to be installing the Go Fast Bits Diverter Valve Plus. So first thing I'm going to do is take off the passenger front wheel here. Make sure you got your rear wheel blocked or your e-brake on. Let's go ahead and jack up right underneath the pinch weld here. You can see you got that arrow there. The pinch weld's right underneath there. Go ahead and jack it up. And then go ahead and get yourself a jack stand here. I'm just going to set it up kind of right underneath the frame right there. It's about right there like that. I'll slowly lower it here. Just going to put a little pressure on the jack stand. I'll still leave my jack here. So about like that. Like I said, I'll just leave my jack in place here since this isn't going to take too long. Then go ahead and remove your wheel and tire. Most likely there'll be a 21 millimeter. These are aftermarket wheels, as you can see, so they'll be a little bit different with a key. So then what you want to do is come in through your wheel well here, and if you noticed your CV axle right here, we need to focus in on this area. So let me zoom in. So what we need to do is remove this black vacuum hose right here, and then you can see you got 3 Allen bolts we need to remove. So let's go ahead and do that. So first I'm going to try and take off that vacuum line. So I'm going to try to get a pair of pliers up in here and just remove that first clip there. Just kind of squeeze it, kind of scoot it back if I can. See if I can pull it off there, just like that. So next we'll go ahead and remove the 3 Allen bolts there. They're going to be a 5 millimeter. You can use a normal Allen wrench like this, but I think I'm going to use, you can use a bit set like this, or this long one works as well, 5 millimeter. So I'm going to try and use this one. If not, we'll use the Allen wrench there. So before I pull out that last screw on the bottom there, I think I'm going to remove this little solenoid because this is connected to that bracket. So once I remove that last one, that's going to come off with this bracket. And it looks like it's just kind of clipped on there. So I think if you can reach in here and just kind of lift upward, this should just pop off. You may have to wiggle it back and forth a few times. There we go. You can see that just comes off of there like that. So now pull out that last screw there. And there is a spring behind this, so it will spring out on you a little bit there. So go ahead and pull that out. See, some of it'll fall apart there, but there's that spring. Okay, so let's take a look at our old diverter valve and then also the new one here. So like I said, went with the Go Fast Bits. This is going to be part number T9354. You can see that's for the Focus ST. I'll put a link in the description for this. And this is what it looks like here. Of course, this is our factory one. So this is kind of how this one went together. So you can see the bracket set on top there like that. And then you got your spring and this piston here. So the new one's kind of set up the same way. You got your spring and then of course your piston and then this bracket here. This is the bracket for your vacuum line that'll go right there. And then I believe this is an installation tool to compress the piston in while you install this on the vehicle there. So what you want to do is pull this out, and I was looking on the instructions here and I thought maybe they don't say anything about maybe greasing the piston or the spring here. Doesn't say anything about that, so I figured it would use some grease, but I guess not. Well, what you want to do is you'll take your diverter valve here along with your spring, and you got this piston, and then this retainer cup is what they call it. So it looks like this is going to go, the retainer cup's going to go in there first, so you'll just drop that down in there, and then you got your springs going to go around that, and there is no up or down on the spring. That's going to set in there like that, and then your piston's going to sit on top of that spring right there like that. So that's going to move like that. And then you'll take this piece here, and what you'll do is you're going to screw this into this part here, but we need to remove this Allen screw first. So go ahead and grab your 5mm Allen wrench here, and go ahead and loosen that up, and just pull out that screw there. It should come out of there. There it goes. It's got a little O-ring on there, that's what was sticking. So same thing, just drop that in there, the spring, and then your piston. Because what this installation tool is going to do is it's going to help keep this piston compressed when you go to install it. And then we'll remove this and we'll stick that back in there. So just kind of press in on the piston there, and then just kind of screw this installation tool in there. So go ahead and tighten that. Till you see that piston almost sucked in all the way there. So it should be good like that. Now we can go ahead and install this on the vehicle. And then also, you want to make sure that this bracket, it goes over the top, just like the factory one there. You don't want it to go underneath. You want it to go over the top, just like that. And then I also forgot the vacuum line here for your vacuum hose. So you can go ahead and just screw this in too. And it says on here, do not over tighten this. This does not need to be very tight. That's why you see it got that little O-ring, brown O-ring on there as well. So just get that pretty much finger tight like that. So then go ahead and install your new diverter valve. I'm going to just stick this in really quick without the bracket, just to get it kind of lined up inside there. So just kind of like that. And then you can grab your bracket along with one of these screws, and we'll get that lined up. And again, make sure this bracket's to where this is pointing upward. And this will fit over that. And then just see if you can get maybe one of these bolts kind of started here. And then go ahead and get your other two started. Once you get those started, we'll go ahead and tighten those up. Now the instructions don't say any torque specs, so I'm just going to kind of get these snug and call that good. And I'll just kind of tighten one and a little bit and then tighten the other just to make this go on there a little even. Okay, so like that. So now we can go ahead and take off that installation piece there, that white plastic piece. Go ahead and just unscrew that all the way out of there. Just like that. Then go ahead and grab your adjusting screw. Let's go ahead and install that. With your 5mm Allen. Go ahead and screw that in. And I'm going to go all the way tight for right now. We'll see how the throttle response is with that. So right there, like that. So next you can get that solenoid back onto the bracket there. And get your hands up in here. Just like that, you'll hear it kind of click on there. And then of course get your vacuum line put back on. Okay, so like that. Let's get that on there. Let me adjust that clip a little bit. You can see it looks like it's not on there all the way, but it is, just because this vacuum hose goes into the rubber hose almost halfway, so that it just goes until it stops there. So let me just adjust that clip. Bring it out some here. So just kind of like that. Just make sure it ain't gonna come off if you pull on it. Okay guys, so that's all there is to it. I think before I go ahead and mount the tire and wheel and all that, I want to go ahead and start it. We'll just see how it sounds. Since that is set to the firmest tension on that spring, that'll probably allow better throttle response. But like I said, you guys can adjust it how you want it. But I'll do just a test really quick. We'll see what it kind of sounds like with it all the way tight, and then I'll loosen it up quite a few turns and we'll see how it sounds with that as well. Okay, so here's what it sounds like with the preload set all the way tight. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and loosen this up quite a few turns here. I'd say that's probably about 3 turns there. And here's what that sounds like. So as you guys heard, that made the flutter a little bit louder. Let's just see what a couple more turns does here. So we'll try that. And here we go. Okay guys, so as you heard, once you start unscrewing that screw, the more it comes out, the louder your turbo flutter is going to be, but that's going to sacrifice your throttle response. So the tighter that screw is, the better throttle response you're going to have. So you're just going to kind of have to play with it. Or if you want that flutter to be loud, then you'll unscrew that quite a bit. What we're going to try for now is just unscrewing. I tightened it up all the way and then I unscrewed it a couple turns. So we're going to stick with that for now and see how it does. So then you go ahead and get your wheel and tire put back on. And then you go ahead and get your jack and jack stand out of here. And then you're going to torque the lug nuts to 100 foot-pounds. Okay guys, so that's going to do it for the video. Again, this was a 2013 Ford Focus ST. Went ahead and installed the Go Fast Bits Diverter Valve Plus. Pretty simple job to do on these cars. You just got to remove that passenger wheel and go in through there. And then, like I said, you'll have to play around with it, see which setting you like on that set screw. Like I said, we went about 2 turns out from being tight. We'll go ahead and give that a shot and see how it does. So if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, check out some of my other videos. I got quite a few on this car alone, and I'll see you in the next video. But I also want to show you really quick here, I didn't do a video on these, but also installed some new tail lights on this as well, so you guys can see how good that looks. That looks a lot better than the factory stock ones.